Welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm David Healy, and I do have a cute shirt. I am wearing my cup shirt. And, of course, I'm drinking some water. But where would I be without my cup mug? And you can get your cup mug, too, if you'd like, at lonagcreations.etsy.com. We do ship internationally, so there are no excuses. And you can get a cup shirt, too. Well, I am here back in the States, fresh from London, where I got to represent the cup for DragCon UK 2025. And boy, was it fun. I'm going to be bringing you all of the interviews, all of the segments, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But while you're here, please do me a favor. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, share this video, leave comments. I love seeing comments. And yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun together going through these interviews. So without further ado, here is my DragCon content. So for this first segment, I did a thing called the DragCon Question Train. And this idea came to me right before I went to London. And I thought it was a lot of fun. So basically what I did, each queen I interviewed, I had them come up with their own question for me to ask the next person I talked to. And they didn't know who I would be talking to next. I didn't know who I would be talking to next. So it was really just a blind question in the dark. But it turned out really fun, I think. So you'll get to see that. We start off with one queen. She comes up with a question. And then I ask that question to the next queen. She comes up with a question. And so on and so forth. I will be honest, there were a few times where I kind of messed up the question. I didn't remember it exactly, or there was a specific detail I left out, and that did affect some of the answers. So before you say in the comments, oh, you asked that question wrong. Oh, I know. I've gone through this. I've edited this. So I know that some of the questions did not come out right, and I apologize. I did my best. It was a lot to remember, but despite all of that, I think you're going to have a lot of fun watching this. Some of the questions are really wild. A lot of them are really beautiful and sincere too. So it's really all across the board. But please, while you're here, just leave any comments that you have with any of the questions that you like, or any of your answers even, because I love reading comments. So without further ado, here is the DragCon Question Train. This is something that I've never done, but we're going to do a question train. You get to come up with a question for my next interview.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it could be anything. Serious, funny, whatever.
Who is the worst? Who's got the worst attitude from any franchise? Ooh. I'm looking at you, Plain Jane.
Okay, that's not who I was thinking of.
Who were you thinking of?
I don't even want to talk about her right now. She got slapped by RuPaul.
Ah!
Yep. Okay, so I have a question from Danny Beard to you.
Okay.
Who has the worst attitude from any franchise?
The worst attitude
I know,
from any
it's a tough
franchise.
one.
That is a tough one. Worst attitude, Tyra Sanchez.
That's
Girl,
what I said.
Baby.
That is what I said.
Hit her again, mother.
Okay, what would be your question for the next person I'm talking to? Could be anything. Funny, serious, silly.
How many shoes is too much shoes?
Okay, I love that. We'll find out soon.
Yes.
So I've been doing a thing called the DragCon Question Train. So I got a question from Q to you.
Okay.
She asked, how many shoes are too many shoes?
Oh, okay. I end up wearing the same 3 pairs for everything.
Okay.
So I feel like anything more than I'll say 5 is probably, you're getting into probably unnecessary.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
But I still own 50 pairs.
Okay.
So I don't take my own advice.
Okay, what's your question for the next queen?
What song are you never allowed to perform, and you would give anything to perform it on your local stage?
Oh, okay. That's an interesting one. What is a song that you've never been allowed to perform, but you would love to perform in your own show?
Oh, I was going to say probably one with a whole lot of bad words in it that I can't say. Okay. Let's see. I don't know. No one's ever really told me I couldn't perform a song, though.
Fair.
So that's a really tough question.
It's a hard question, Uma.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
do you have a question for the next queen?
I do. My next question is that your real hair?
Was that your real hair? We'll find out. So we've been doing the DragCon Question Train. So your question is from Kylie, Sonique Love, and she asks, is that your real hair?
Absolutely.
Okay, I thought so.
No, it's absolutely not my real hair. And my
what is your question?
for the next girl is, who was your least favorite on your season?
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's messy. That is messy, Virgo.
Well, I was going to ask about, like...
That's even messier.
We're just not going to do that.
Okay.
You can edit that, right?
Yeah, I can.
You're keeping it all in, I know it.
We'll see. So I got a question from your sister, the Virgo
from
Queen.
that sister?
It's the Virgo Queen, not that sister.
That sister.
Yes, that one. She asked, who was your least favorite person on your season? She's messy.
Currently, right now, my least favorite person on the season is Brad because he hasn't followed me back.
Brad, what are you doing? Okay.
I thought we bonded, Brad. I thought we had something special. I thought we fashioned out. What's the tea? I'm
mess
short.
up.
I'll fight. No, I won't. I won't fight. I'm not that girl.
Okay. Do you have a question for the next person I talked to?
Yeah. If there was any look from their season that they could burn on the main stage, what look would it be?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, but it has to be someone else's. It can't be their own.
It can't be their
No.
own.
No.
You're getting messy here.
Yeah, and it can't be a design look. Other stipulations on this.
Right. So you got a question from Perla. She asked if you could burn any look from your season of Drag Race on the stage, which would it be? And it cannot be one of your looks.
Well, I wouldn't burn any of my looks because they were like really good. I know they're all bodysuits, but they were like really cute. I would have burnt. It's not really like a look, but Uma Gahd's slay off wig. That nasty purple thing that was barely hanging on, that needs to get burnt.
Oh, okay.
So I would say that. Love you, Uma, but that wig was disgusting.
Okay, so what is your question for the next queen?
Well, the next queen is my sister, so I already know that the question I'm going to ask as she watches me right now, if you're the type of girl that likes to stab people in the front, why did you stab me in the back?
Ooh, okay, we'll see how that goes.
Love you.
Okay, so I do have a question. We're doing the question train. So your question is from Tiffany Ann Co. She says, if you're the kind of girl that stabs somebody from the front, why did you stab her in the back?
Well, I didn't because she didn't pick me for her team. Because if she wanted me not to stab her in the front, she should have had me on her team. And it's like, it's a competition at the end of the day. Tiffany knew what she was getting herself into. We both signed that motherfucking contract, so that's on her.
Okay.
If she wanted me on her team, we would have been fine. I gotta win. I gotta take her out however which way I could.
Exactly. Okay, what is your question for the next queen?
My question is, if you could tell any of the girls on our season to quit drag, which one would it be?
Oh, on your season
On my
specifically?
season, yeah.
Okay. Hopefully they're watching. So I have a very specific question from Xana. She asks, who should quit drag from Canada's Drag Race Season 5?
From Canada's Drag Race Season 5, I think it's got to be Xana. Because Xana do, Xana don't. But Xana do should quit drag.
Oh,
Just kidding. Love you, Xana.
She used your question against you, Xana. You set yourself up. Okay, do you have a question for the next queen?
If the next person has seen RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 6, not that I'm bitter, do they think it should have been a joint 3 Snatch Game win? The answer is yes.
Okay. I love that. I will ask that. So we are doing a DragCon Question Train. So we got a question from Charra Tea for you. Oh. And she asks, do you think that the Snatch Game for UK Season 6 should have been a 3-way tie?
I'm going to have to say absolutely not. I think at that point in the competition, they should have just sent everyone home. Ooh. Yeah, I think they should have just ended the season and just like done reruns of Doctor Who or something. It would have been fantastic.
Very fair.
That would have been a great twist,
It
huh?
would have, yeah.
Come on, production. Be brave.
You're right. So what is your question for the next queen?
What do you think the like optimal number of, like when do you think Drag Race is going to end? How many seasons?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like should we have like forever? Should it be like the Olympics? We just keep coming back, or is it 5 more years.
Okay.
You tell me.
We'll find out. So I have a question from Lazy Susan.
Okay.
She says, when do you think Drag Race will end, or will it just keep going forever?
Oh, God. How morbid. I don't think Drag Race will be done for quite a while. I mean, I think that the fact that there are so many people here, I was walking down that pink carpet and I was like, honey, it is alive and well. So I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. If I had to put a guess on it, I would say it's going to end when the world ends. And you know what? Who knows?
Could be soon.
Who knows, honey? Who knows?
Okay, do you have a question for the next queen?
I do. What is your favorite condiment?
Okay, that's good. So we are doing the question train. So I had a question from Jan for you, and she asked, what's your favorite condiment?
Ooh, my favorite condiment has to be ketchup, classic.
Okay. And what's your question for the next queen?
My question for the next queen is, would you rather lick a dog's butt or have a cat poo on your finger?
Oh, okay. Okay. We'll ask that one. Okay, so we are doing the DragCon Question Train, and you got a question from Jimbo. It is wild, but Jimbo asked, would you rather lick a dog's butt or have a cat poop on your finger?
What?
Would you rather lick a dog's butt or have a cat poop on your finger? Blame Jimbo.
Okay, so would I rather lick a dog's butt or have a cat poop on my finger?
Yes.
Well, it depends. Are we talking about like a man in a puppy mask and puppy play? Because I'll lick that ass. But now, I'm not licking no little furry dogs. I'm sorry.
I can't blame you.
I mean, I will pull a little like. When my dog's stuffed up, I'll like help her get her stuff out because she's my baby. But I'm gonna put my mouth on her butthole.
Right. There we go. Okay.
No. Not even like cats.
Fair.
If you like cats, you're a cat.
I'm a cat.
No, cat people are cat people. That's fine. Whatever.
I love cats. I do sleep half
Cats
the day.
hate me because I think I'm just too loud and too much for cats.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What? Do you have a question for the next queen?
My question for the next queen would be, which Drag Race girl do you think should have never gotten on the show to begin with?
I think that's an easy answer.
Why? No, it's not easy.
No.
Never mind.
We'll wait till the camera's off.
No, let me do this. No, let me reword it. What Drag Race queen do you think should have never been on the show besides Tyra Sanchez?
Okay, now it's a little harder.
You cannot say someone that we all know. Yeah.
So you got a question from Eureka.
Okay.
She asked, who is someone who should never have been cast on Drag Race, and it cannot be Tyra Sanchez?
Oh. I mean, what are like the most obvious other answer? Cherry pie. I don't know.
There we go. That is genius.
I mean, okay.
That's genius. No, you found your way out of a tough question and answered it the right way. So I'm proud of you. So what would be your question for the next queen?
What is your most like chaotic drag experience?
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
We'll find out soon.
Yes.
So your question comes from Denim. She asked, what has been your most memorable drag experience?
Oh my gosh. In like my entire career or just since the show?
Sure. She's not here to confirm, so
okay.
It's up for
You know what? Let's
interpretation.
narrow it down for since Drag Race, I would have to say I've traveled a lot of cities in the US and Europe, and when I was in Barcelona, I did a show, and when I got on stage, I have never seen so many trans women in an audience just packed to the front, and I think it was one of the most touching experiences that I had because it kind of made me feel like that I'm doing something special.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a really good answer.
Thank you.
Okay, now you have to ask a question to the next girl.
Oh my goodness. The next girl. Who is the prettiest drag queen in Canada.
Ooh. Okay, I like that. So you have a question from the Girlfriend Experience. She asked, who is the prettiest drag queen in Canada?
The prettiest drag queen in Canada is the Girlfriend Experience. So she thinks. But delusion's real, so. But wait. Oh! Honey! Fast!
And your question for the next queen?
My question? Oh my god. Ooh. I don't know. Girl, trying to think right now is too much. I'm gonna do. Ooh, would you rather? This is coming from personal experience. Would you rather shove a plate of mayo in your face or pour hot chocolate all over your body? I've done both, so I want.
Okay.
You can find that way back in my Instagram if you're really curious.
I can't wait to find out what the answer is for that.
Well, yeah, it's the latter. Yeah.
You got a complicated question from Venus.
Okay.
But she asked, would you rather put a plate full of mayo on your face or pour hot chocolate all over your body?
Oh, mayo to the face.
Really?
Yeah, because hot chocolate might burn my whole body. Mayo, I can just lick it up.
So what's your question for the next queen?
Ooh. We'll stick to the food category. If you were to do a messy mukbang in drag, what would you eat?
Ooh, I like that. You have a question from Aurora Matrix. She asked, if you were part of a mukbang where you had to eat on camera, what would be the food that you eat?
I think that's the hardest question ever because I would eat anything.
Okay.
I would say like a spicy Asian food, like anything spicy in Asian.
Okay, I love that. And what would be your question for the next person?
My next question is, who is the most famous Polish drag race superstar?
Ooh, I love that. Okay, we're doing the DragCon Question Train. So you have a question from Alexis Saint-Pete.
Okay.
She asks, who is the most famous Polish drag superstar?
Not her. Her sister Ophelia. She's also Polish. Love you, Ophi.
Okay, and what's your question for the next queen?
If you could pick any runway category for any of the other seasons that you haven't been on to make a great look, which one would it be?
Ooh, I love that. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a question from Choriza May. She asks if you could create your own look based on any runway theme that was not part of your seasons. Which runway theme would you pick?
Oh, I would, obviously I'm a deity. I would do something like in terms of like ancestral plane, like something to do with, I would love to see different versions of ancestors across cultures, you know, and what that looks like in different countries, you know. I think that would be really interesting. So something ancestral.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your question for the next queen?
My question for the next queen is, what size shoe do you wear?
What size shoe do you wear?
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
I'm a dainty size 14.
Of course.
Wide.
Okay, we are doing the DragCon Question Train.
Yes.
So you get a question from Kween Kong.
Okay.
She asks, what size shoe do you wear?
Men's or women's? I think men's is 8.5 and women's is like 10.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have a question for the next queen?
Oh, yes. If you could work with any fashion designer of any time in any decade, who would it be?
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had a question from Pythia. She asked if you could have a look from any designer from any decade, any time period, who would you choose?
Oh, beautiful question. I think Gianni Versace. She was a genius, and he was Italian, and his style was something so new for the Haiti. So for sure, Gianni Versace.
Awesome. Okay. And what is your question for the next queen?
Oh, for the next queen. Because this question was so good, I need something good too. Okay. If you can change your identity with another drag for one day, who will be and why?
Okay, that's a good one. That's deep. Okay. So I have a question from Nelania.
Oh, fantastic. Love
She
that.
says, if you can change identities with any queen for a day, who would it be and why?
Oh, okay. I would switch with my very good friend Envy Peru because she is gorgeous. She's a beautiful person, and she just, she's just perfection to me. I think she's just what we would all like to be. Yeah.
So what would be your question for the next queen?
Okay. If you can leave any talking tricks, do you have any? Yeah, that would be it. Any talking tricks? That's very interesting. We all suffer from that.
I love that. I can't wait to hear the answer. So we do have the DragCon Question
Yes,
Train.
okay.
So I have a question from you. It's from Petita.
Petita, I love
Yes,
Petita.
I know, she's amazing.
Absolute dream.
She asks, what is your best tucking advice?
Don't. Bitch, I
You heard it
stopped.
here first.
I stopped. I was like, I'm not putting myself through that shit anymore. No, I won't tuck. So no, I don't care. Let the balls go free, babes.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so what would be your question for the next queen?
My question to our next diva will be, do you wash your feet? Because apparently not many people do. No, do you wash your feet and legs?
Okay.
And do you use a washcloth?
Okay, we'll ask that.
I need to know. Yes.
So I have a question for you from Hannah Conda.
Love.
Yes. She asked, do you wash your feet and legs, and do you use a washcloth?
I don't use a washcloth, but I do. I wash everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
Especially if
everybody does.
No, they really don't. I know. I didn't like wash my legs or arms for ages because, white people. But I do now. So it's good. It feels great.
Okay. And do you have a question for the next queen?
Yes. What's something super weird that's happened to you recently?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, very curious about that.
Yeah.
So you have a question from Scaredy Kat. And she asks, what is the weirdest thing that's happened to you recently?
The weirdest thing. I had sex in a hookup, and the guy asked me to say "bam" in the middle of it. I charge him after.
That is amazing. I did not see that coming.
I didn't see it coming either.
Okay. Do you have a question for the next queen?
Have you ever been in drag having sex? Oh, that was a good one.
Ooh,
Huh?
that's juicy. Okay.
Yeah, why not? Let's spice things up here, baby.
Okay, so I have been doing the DragCon Question Train, and I am so sorry, Mother, but I got a very inappropriate question from Alexis Mateo for you, so
really?
be prepared. Yes. She asks, have you ever had sex in drag?
Oh my God, of course. Yes, I didn't get these lips sucking on lemons.
I love that. Okay, do you have a question for the next queen?
Let's see. Have you ever had sex in the washroom at a gig?
Ooh, okay.
I mean, who hasn't? But
I don't know.
maybe some
I
haven't.
wouldn't know.
I have. You have, right? Yeah, right.
Right.
Okay.
So I actually got a question from Miss Jaylene Time for you.
Yeah.
She asked, have you ever had sex in a washroom at a gig?
No.
She's going to be shocked.
Has she?
She said she has. So.
Oh my God. Where is she?
She's somewhere around here. Okay.
Okay, so
do you have a question for the next queen?
Does your carpet match the drapes?
There we go. We'll ask that. So I have a question for you from the person who made this outfit, Miss Kitten Caboodle.
Oh my gosh.
She asked, does the carpet match the drapes?
No. The carpet matches the carpet. But the drapes, we have to get it there.
Very fair.
Yes.
Do you have a question for the next queen?
Yes. Okay. It's probably a more important one. How can we uplift the local girls to our status without being on a TV show?
Ooh, I love that question.
Yeah. Because there's so much deserving people. I don't think everyone's going to get their chance and be lucky enough to be on the TV show, but I want to give them their flowers. So how can we
get that there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have been doing the DragCon Question Train. So I have a question from Tynomi Banks.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. She says, how can we lift local queens so that they're on our level without them being on TV?
Well, that's something that I do. I like to spotlight all the drag queens that are around me, and I've done it my entire career with my Wow Presents Plus show, Highway to Heal, where I spotlighted drag artists, with my web show, Kick-Ons, where I bring local drag artists on to celebrate Drag Race Down Under. I just had a book come out in December called Drag Queens Down Under, which is where I travelled Australia the year before and profiled and spotlighted 30 drag artists who, and through their eyes, celebrate the history of Australian drag. So we've got Lego legends, we've got the inspirations behind Priscilla, we've got drag race stars, and then we've got the future of drag down under. So that's what I like to do. Instead of making them work harder, I'm going to work on their behalf because, yes, I've worked really hard to be where I am, but I have been gifted a lot of things. You know, I'm not naive to that. So I would like to shine that back on them because I would not be who I am if it wasn't for the people around me. So that's what I like to do.
That was the perfect question for you.
Yeah.
So do you have a question for the next queen?
Yeah, it's not actually not as beautiful as that. I just want to know, what does it smell like?
Ooh, okay. So I have a question for you from Art Simone.
Fabulous.
She asks, what does it smell like?
At DragCon.
Up for interpretation.
Wow. Desperation? No, it smells like glamour. Obviously, it smells like glamour. It depends. I think day one, it smells like glamour. Day two, it smells like desperation.
Fair, very fair. Do you have a question for the next queen?
Yes, I do. I want to know, this is only my second DragCon, and I'm doing it better than I did last year, but I think I can get better, so I want to know what their essential item for DragCon would be. What should be in the fish handbag? I've got perfume in here, I've got my phone, and I've got my breath mints in here. They're my essentials, but I want to know what their essential is.
Awesome. So I have a question to you from Ginger Johnson. Yeah, she says, what is your essential item at DragCon that you should have in your handbag?
A fan. You need a fan, an electronic one, so that you can hold it, because no one's doing this. I didn't bring one, but I have a hand fan. It gets hot. You'd be surprised, considering it's -4 degrees outside right now. But yeah, a fan.
And what is your question for the next queen?
What do you do to stop your feet hurting so much?
Okay, I like that.
And tell me what the answer is.
I will.
Because I want to know.
For sure.
Yes.
So I have a question from Ivana Drink.
Okay.
And she asks, what's your trick to stop your feet from hurting?
Oh, cut them off.
Cut them off.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then you may get phantom limb syndrome. But, you know, you can't win everything.
Right.
So give it a try and then tell us. Has the pain gone?
Do you have a question for the next queen?
Okay, yes, I do. Because actually, it's really funny. Working in healthcare, there's nothing about the human body that we're not afraid to ask. So the next question is, how good was your poop this morning? Or how good was your last poop?
Okay.
Well, that went really quiet all of a sudden.
It sure did. Okay, I can't wait to find out that answer. Okay, can you tell?
On a scale, maybe on a scale of 0 to 10. If that's hard, right? Well, if it's hard, it's probably going to be a 10. 10's great.
Yeah.
0 was watery, difficult to push out, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Right. Good question. Okay, so we have been doing the DragCon Question Train. So I have a question to you from Minhi Wang. She asks, how would you rate your poo this morning on a scale from 1 to 10?
I would rate it as a not available because it hasn't happened yet.
Fair. NA.
NA.
Okay, do you have a question for the next queen?
If you could shag, marry, or swim in the Thames with a queen, who would it be?
Okay. That's awesome. I love it.
Because I'm looking at the Thames right now and I know it's -1 degree, so it'd be somebody you would want to kill without killing.
Okay, I love that. So I have a question from Cheryl for you. She says, if you could shag, marry, or swim in the River Thames with someone, who would it be?
In the drag world?
I believe so.
Or I can choose anyone.
I guess anyone.
She didn't fix it right now.
She didn't fix it.
We'll go with the drag world. I want to shag someone.
You can pick shag, marry, or swim in the River Thames, which would probably kill them right now.
Oh, really? Okay. I won't do the killing because I got bullying on the internet the last time I shade someone. So I won't do that again. I learned from my mistake. Be kind. So I would go. I'll Kween Kong. I would marry Kween Kong.
Okay, good choice.
Sweet, nice, beautiful butt, nice drag. So yeah, I love him.
And do you have a question for the next queen?
Yes. Next year, if you have to be next to another booth, to another queen, who would it be?
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah. Who's going to be your neighbor if you can choose?
Okay, awesome. So we have been doing the DragCon Question Train.
Yes.
So I have a question for you from Miss Gisèle Lullaby.
Okay.
She asked, if you could pick a person to have your booth next to at the next DragCon, who would it be?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, for one, I think that next year in the UK, I think the Couture booth is making a return.
Ooh.
Yes, Kimmy hasn't been here in a little while. Literally, the first time she was here was the last time she was here. So I think I'm gonna bring her back. Isis is coming out of her shell again.
Yay.
So I think next year I'm gonna have the girls, and I think we would love to be next to Angeria.
Oh, we love her.
Oh, I love her with all of my heart. I think, I would be next to her. Absolutely.
Great choice. Great choice. Okay, do you have a question for the next queen?
Oh, okay. Okay, this is gonna sound so elementary school, but what if you could be an animal? What animal would you be?
Okay.
I feel like that tells so much about a person.
It really does. I would be a cat.
You'd be a cat?
Oh, yeah.
I would go the Beyonce route and be a whale.
Ooh. I love that. I love that. Look, we got an answer to her own question. I love that so much. So I have a question for you from Makayla Couture from Canada's Drag Race. She asks, if you could be an animal, which one would you be?
I want to be a lion.
Ooh.
Because a lion, I think, the strongest in the animal world. So, yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm the strongest in this drag scene. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you can say it. It's kind of true. Okay, do you have a question for the next queen?
Yeah, I do. What do you think about the Filipino drag?
Okay, I love that. I mean, they're gonna love it if they've seen it. Okay.
It's very different here. It's huge and it's phenomenal.
So I have a question from a different queen. It's Maxi, the winner of Drag Race Philippines. She asked, what do you think of Filipino drag?
I think they are very creative. I think they really like very developed outfit, because what I didn't watch their season, but I watched the pictures, and it's really detailed, made for huge crowd, because I think they are very popular, and that's very inspiring. Look, I have some sequin. Maybe the inspiration is Filipinos, and Asian and Thailand, and so voila.
And what is your question for the next queen?
What have you done yesterday night?
Ooh. Okay, we might find something juicy there.
I hope so.
I have a question from Edna for you. She wants to know, what did you do last night?
I went to bed at 9:30 because I was exhausted, mama.
Okay, she was hoping for a juicy answer. That's as juicy as it gets.
There's nothing juicy about me because my boobs are fake. So, yeah.
Okay, what is your question for the next queen?
I would say, how long did you last, the longest you lasted in a corset?
Oh, that's a great question.
Before passing out.
Okay, hopefully they didn't pass out. I just got a question from Ruby on the Nail from Drag Race France. She asked, how long is the longest you've lasted in a corset without passing out?
About 14 hours. It was a very long time. Okay. And everything was tucked away as well. So I couldn't wee, I couldn't breathe, but it looked good.
That's awesome. Do you have a question for the next queen?
For the next queen, would say, would you rather be unpadded or untucked?
Oh, okay. Good question. So we have been doing the DragCon Question Train. Ooh. So I have a question from Bimini to you. She asks, would you rather be unpadded or untucked?
it's an easy question because I'm tagged and I'm not bad. So, voila, thank you, Bimini. No, yeah, I never went bad. Like, this is my real body, this is my real titties, and this is my real ass. So, voila,
I love
question
it.
is done.
If you can pull it off, you can pull it off. So what is your question for the next queen?
Okay, my question is, normally to do my makeup, I spend like 30 minutes, 40 minutes maximum. Wow. So I'm quite fast. And I still looking this gorgeous, bitch, come on. So the question is, how much time do you need to do your makeup?
Okay, I love that question.
Okay. And I'm sure she's going to take 3 hours.
Probably. I have a question from Gabbana from Drag Race Belgique. Okay. She asks, and this is a perfect question for you. How long does it take you to put on your makeup?
Honestly, it really depends on how much time I have, but like today we got this on in like an hour.
Okay.
But usually I take about an hour and a half for makeup.
Yeah, and you are the mug queen from the cast. So we love that.
Yes, I am.
Do you have a question for the next queen?
Yes, I would like the next queen to let me know what their sandwich order is.
Oh.
Yeah,
like
what kind of sandwiches do you like? I'm hungry, can you tell?
Me too.
Yeah, like what's your Subway order?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll ask that.
Sorry to derail that, but...
No, that's perfect. I got a question from Helena Poison from Canada's Drag Race. She asks, what is your sandwich order at Subway?
I had a Subway yesterday actually, and I had the steak, which was very dry. Which I don't get that. But I think I like the meatballs.
Oh, that's my favorite.
I like the meatballs because it's just like the sauce. It just makes it like fresh, even they're old. But meatballs and a lot of jalapenos.
Okay, I don't do that because I can't handle spice.
Well, for me, bitch, put the habanero over there sauce and on top of a lot of jalapenos. Love it.
Okay. So what is your question for the next queen?
Have you washed your makeup brushes? Today? Yesterday? 2 days ago? Last week?
When was the last time?
Yeah, when was the last time that you brushed your makeup brushes, bitch?
Okay. I'll ask that. We have a question from Floor.
Okay.
She says, when was the last time you washed your makeup brush?
A woman gets to keep her secrets.
Yeah, it's okay. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to.
I'd say about 2 weeks ago. That's, oh my God, I'm so ashamed.
And do you have a question for the next queen?
Yes, of course. I'll keep keep it in the same vibe. When was the last time you washed your ties?
Oh, okay. I love that. So I have a question from Afrodite Amour from Drag Race France.
Yes.
She asks, when did you last wash your tights?
So, believe it or not, if you ask my drag family this, they'll say about 3 months ago, but they're liars, they know nothing. But I would say literally the day before I left to come down to DragCon, they was in there with me little tucking gaff, all my clothes. I was like, we're going fresh, we're going clean, because nobody wants to smell a stinky queen, especially at DragCon. Like, absolutely not.
Smart, she's prepared.
Absolutely.
Do you have a question for the next queen?
Ooh, a question for the next queen. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Ooh.
Deep. Okay.
It's deep.
Okay, I have been doing a thing called the DragCon Question Train. You're actually the caboose of the train. So I have a question from Miss Naomi Carter to you. She asked, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? I know, that's the final question we're getting.
I think what comes first should have been me. And will always be me. Just remember that.
Very fair. I hope you liked this video. I will be releasing my DragCon videos throughout the month of January, so please keep your eyes peeled on this channel, and the best way to do that is to subscribe. So if you haven't done that already, please go ahead and do that, and like this video, share this video, leave comments. I appreciate all of that. And with that said, cheers.